Good morning, traders. This morning, we got key data coming out. PCE's coming out this morning at 8:30. We got some Netflix news. And I'm going to show you Netflix and where it's at and why I'm not really concerned about the news. But we got futures up a little bit this morning, just slightly. Again, the PCI price index coming out at 8:30 and expectations on that. This Michigan sentiment indicator is due out as well. The thing about Netflix is in exclusive talks with Warner Brothers, 𝐼 reportedly offered $28 per share for those portions of long-term Hollywood, right, whose brands include HBO and DC Comics. Should this happen, right, it'll be good for Netflix. Oil basically just flattens out for what's up yesterday. Well, we'll see what happens with this Netflix deal. Now, considering Netflix just did a stock split, and I'll show you where that's at with charts, then we'll get into that in a minute. But let's look at the economic calendar again. We talked about this yesterday. Friday, we got the PCE, right, coming out. They did start it. They originally had the time frame at 8:30, and I saw that they moved the time frame to 10 a.m. So we'll see what that's about when that news come out. Again, the Michigan sentiment comes out. And pretty much that's it for the day. And the next week, again, we have CPI. Monday, nothing really up, but bill auctions coming up. The bond auctions coming up on Monday. Next week on the 8th, on the 9th, not much coming out. There's a JOLTS jobs opening. But the ultimate thing is going to be Wednesday the 10th, excuse me, where we are going to have, some stuff got removed here. Hold on. I know we have a mortgage rate, 30-year mortgage mortgage, which is important. Fed rate decision, but I thought CPI was on this. It's no longer showing for the 10th. So there's something, oh, wow. Did they pull CPI? Let's see. Was CPI removed for December 10th? There we go. U.S. cancels released CPI report for October. Let's see. That was October 1. And November, let's see what we got here. Inflation report pushed back until the Fed's next big interest rate vote. So they kicked it from the morning of the 10th. The lack of key inflation data and employment reports is sure to complicate the Fed's decision. Wow. It's almost as if they know. I'm not going to try to speculate, but yeah, one would think that, yeah, I am going to speculate. One would think that CPI was higher and they're not trying to show it before the rate decision. I mean, how much more in your face could that be? Amazing. They're pushing it back to a win. That is not good. All right, so next week, no CPI. We have rate decision, and we have again, initial jobless claims on Thursday. So that's there. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if they're trying to pump the market. I don't know, but that's not good that they pushed this back. But you get a report, so we'll see how the markets react to whatever decision is made, because they don't really have good data for at least 2-3 months of data. 2 months of data is not there. All right. Well, that was the economic calendar for coming up in next week. And today, PCE data. And we'll see what happens at 10 o'clock this morning with that. Other news, see if there's anything else new going on here. Again, we talked about some of this stuff. And then we're going to take a look at Netflix. I'm going to switch over here to my chart. And we'll take a look at Netflix here. So I don't care what kind of news they have, which actually this will cost them money. So that's really not good for the stock. You are trending. This is 50-day moving average is doing what? And I haven't turned the def cross on because it's, let's see if it hit it. If it triggered, not yet. It's about to trigger the def cross here with the 50 cross and below 200-day moving average. That is bearish. It is below, rejected the 200-day SMA moving average, already bearish. So it came up and retested this trend line and failed. This Netflix is going down, in my opinion. I still want lower prices, in my opinion. I've been talking about this. I want this down below 90s. I still think it's very expensive, especially for those earnings that it had that were horrible, by the way, and the guidance was bad. So they decided to do a stock split to try to save the equity, in my opinion, and it's going down further. So I am short bias on Netflix. I may take a short on this. I'm looking at 100. Really down here at 80s is where I'm looking for on Netflix. So I may take a short on Netflix today. Another one that I'm looking at as well as Coin. Took a short on Coin. Coin is booming. This is a bear flag, folks. This is a nice little bear flag right here. Pull back, and then what happens with the bear flag? You go straight back down again. This is a bear flag. It is below the 200-day moving average. It is retesting that 200-day moving average because it dropped below. We'll show you that here. Right. We have broken. We're doing another bear flag going down. And then you have this 200-day moving average, which is failed, and you're curving down on the other 50 and 100-day moving average. This is bearish for Bitcoin, for Coinbase. So short play on that as well. On today, let's look at 𝐿GHL going down there. It was some momentum, but there's a pre-market pop up for 2 points here. But this is a serious bag order chart. I don't like it. It is very oversold. It did a stock split. See, this was November. It did a stock split, 1-13 stock split, which is still not helping the company. So I don't like this for a long play. And I don't like it for a short play because it's already over. It's already super low. Let's see if it spikes up today. If it does go crazy, then we'll look at and see if there's more news on this one. We'll look and see if we can get into the stock drops despite $8 million Bitcoin allocation. So there's an $8 million, not billion dollar. That's not a lot of money allocation. So whatever goes up here, I expect that to go back down. And let's look at APLD. APLD plot looks really good right here. Nice V formation, just broke above and closed above the 50-day moving average. Very bullish. We got a gap up this morning here to 3281s. This looks like it's on target for 40s on APLD. SPRC pops up on my standard as well. SPRC's up today. Let's see if there's any news on SPRC. I don't see anything. I see something about now. It says Neurofera Labs planned acquisition of quantum computing bio. That's good for the company. But I don't see that being a catalyst here. The only thing I see here is a double bottom right here. And bouncing off that double bottom might continue downside, but it is oversold. And then let's take a look at RB Arcade, which also popped up on scans. Here we go. RB Arcade. Death Cross. This is probably moving out further. It just did that too. So this is another bear flag. You got to pull down, push back up, bear flag, and you're curving down hard here on the 50s and the 100s moving average. Even though they had good earnings, the guidance must not have been on that great, but they're not looking too good on Rupert. Now, elephant in the room is NVIDIA. What's it going to do? A little bit up this morning, just barely over the 200-day moving average. Still not above the 50. Not looking good. This actually looks like a bear flag too. Kind of down, pull back here. It could go lower. I think PCE is going to tell a lot. If it does, then, you can get a big sell-off or you can get a market that goes up. LGHL just popped up on my scans. Nothing really much going on there again. So that is it for this morning. There are some other equities to take a look at, but I would keep my eye on Coin. I would keep my eye on like Mara. They come into the same boat. Especially, this is well below 200-day moving average here. This could go a lot lower. This did double bottom here. Looks like on Mara, and you get a double bottom bounce. Could go higher, but this curvature here, this extreme curvature here on the 50 dropping below the 100-day moving average, is showing a lot of angst and a lot of negativity and more push to the downside. Again, Netflix, I do want that going to the downside as well. And we'll look at the SPY real quick. The SPY is, on track to just keep pushing up here for whatever reason. And 685s, we're already right there knocking on all-time highs door right here at 690s, which I think we'll probably hit today, maybe, regardless of what this looks like. Or this could just be, if you go down to a 4-hour time frame here, you got this pattern. I kind of hit his shoulders earlier. Now you got this here where you broke this trend line and he's kind of creeping up here. So, I mean, it's so close. And then ultimately there was a target of 700 on this, but we'll see what happens on that. And it may be what now we don't get CPI data next week. It may happen next week since, whatever the Fed cuts rates, we'll watch out for that. But that's the market for today. I'm Hank, SixFourTrading. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye. Yeah.